The biggest story this year, of course, it's all to do with Trump. So let's just take a second and go back and go through what has been an incredible journey. Now, while it ends with Trump winning, let's go back to when Trump was not really much of any chance of even being assumed to win. Of course, when it came to January the 6th, the assumption was, that's it, he's done. But he decided that he was going to run again. He did so, of course, in November of 2022. But even then, people didn't think he was going to be president. Why? You know, all the court cases.
A Manhattan grand jury voted on Thursday to indict former President Donald Trump.
Special counsel Jack Smith on Tuesday filed a new indictment against Donald Trump.
We're going to be hitting some breaking news now. I want to pull up this tweet here from Politico. This is all about former President Donald Trump. Now, it is announced that he has been indicted.
There was the mugshot, which, of course, was the mugshot heard around the world. There was all of the times he was found guilty about bookkeeping charges in New York, even though they didn't ask the bookkeeper to give evidence at the trial.
That is Donald J. Trump, defendant in New York versus Donald Trump, found guilty on all 34 felony counts.
Former President Donald Trump found guilty on 34 felony counts.
Well, all of that didn't matter. They still nominated him to be the candidate when it came to the Republican Party. He blew away all comers in every single direction. So we were ready for Biden versus Trump, take two, and it was over before it began.
This is a pivotal moment between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump in their rematch for the nation's highest office.
Now, please welcome the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Folks, how are you? Great to be here. Thank you.
Look at that robotic.
The wall.
There's no one there, mate. There's no audience.
Who's he pointing to? What's this about?
Oh, no.
Not going to drive them higher. It's just going to cause countries that have been ripping us off for years, like China and
China!
Just force them to pay us a lot of money.
I miss the way he says China.
And give us a lot
Okay, why is,
look at
what's
Biden.
happening with
Hang
Biden?
on. Computer loading thought. Computer loading thought.
Almost no inflation.
Are the doctors close by? Because I am worried about. He looks like his. Oh, they took the camera off him because he looked.
Mercy for Biden. Rita and I had fun with that. I think it's still doing pretty well for us on YouTube. Don't forget, that's where you can always get the highlights of what we do here at skynews.com.au. Well, the universal call, which wasn't just from Rita and I, was that it was time for Trump to face somebody else. In fact, Biden, bye-bye.
We must call on him to give the ultimate sacrifice of saying that he will step aside because that's the best way to save our country.
I just want him to appreciate at this time just how much it impacts not just his race, but all the other races coming in November.
And then Trump got shot.
Take a look at what happened.
And then the three coolest things you have ever seen any president, former or future, say, baby.
Wait.
So game over. Stumbling Biden had to go. He's replaced with the least popular vice president in decades, Kamala Harris. Please welcome to be wildly cheered and loved by kids around the world. There's been another assassination attempt.
His golf course, tonight a crime scene.
Trump says he's safe and well after reports of gunshots described to have been fired in his vicinity.
The FBI says it is investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris wouldn't give any interviews or make any promises, but she said this a lot.
But joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
When she eventually sat down and gave interviews, what happened then?
You first became the nominee and named Tim Walz as your vice president nominee. People were calling it the vibe election. All the vibes were all good. But elections, I think, are won on vibes because one of the old saws is they just want somebody they can have a beer with. So would you like to have a beer with me so I can tell people what that's like? Okay. This was... Now, we asked ahead of time because I can't just be giving a drink to the Vice President of the United States without asking. You asked for Miller High Life. You asked for Miller High Life. I'm just curious.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
Okay, so cheers. There
cheers.
You go. There you go. Ooh. That tastes like the beautiful city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Champagne and beers.
Have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
For us, little old Aussies, we had the chance to go all the way over to the United States to have a chat with the good people of the US ahead of the election and to be there on the big day. I'm still buzzing after the result, but the lead-up was awesome too.
You're going to vote for Trump or Harris?
Trump.
Oh, why?
Financial-wise, that was good.
So in the end, it all comes down to the economy.
That come down to the economy.
When you fight.
You fight, and you win.
About coming together now. Let's get our country back to where it needs to be.
And when the voting was said and done, Harris didn't win a state. He won them all. He won the popular vote. Republicans won the Senate. Donald Trump, president again.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Now, on this show, Megyn Kelly and I, we often talk about the issues when it comes to the day, the week, the month, the year, or when it comes to Donald Trump being returned as president, the century.
Megyn Kelly, Megyn, can you believe it? It happened.
I know. God bless him. God did bless him, Paul. I mean, there are a lot of people here who really feel like it was divine right order, that he was saved at the Butler rally because he had something important to do, and that everything since then has been Trump fulfilling his destiny to retake this very important role and change the world, starting with our country,